a5. Why are we
Ah.
not getting the moves? You see a4, a5 included.
Yes. So we are lacking some moves here. Okay,
Yes, because actually, and that's the secret, that's the trick. There's a 50 minutes delay in the tournament. Okay, I was already, feeling sorry for myself, but...
It's not a delay.
No?
No. Okay, we are just having some technical problems. There is no delay this tournament, actually.
No, we have 15 minutes delay in the
we
tournament, yes, but our broadcast... Okay, I'm confused myself. One thing is for sure, we see on the camera that a4, a5 moves had been already played. So I made those moves, and bishop g2, bishop b7 moves had been played as well.
Yes, bishop g2, bishop b7 has been played. What's always great is when we get some small technical problems, because these are so different positions and it's freestyle, it's really great to do it at the very beginning of the tournament, around move 4, because we get it all sorted out and then there's no issue. And we have had a trade of bishops, bishop takes b7, knight takes b7. And so far so good. Nothing really, I would say, out of the ordinary here. I think the position...
Well, a part of that, it's a freestyle chess
Apart from
game.
that, it's a freestyle chess game.
And we do see the evaluation bar skyrocketing, like white is already clearly better, and we are trying to understand why. So black has captured back the bishop with knight takes b7, and Magnus advances in the center with d4.
Yes. This move d4 makes a lot of sense. Magnus is basically trying to play against the knight on b7 because the knight looks a little bit funny there on b7. So the pawn on d4 dominating it. And I guess, much like in classical chess, Peter, that grabbing the center is actually still a big theme in general for most positions. If you get a big center, it's probably positive.
Absolutely, yeah. For example, if white gets the chance to play e4, get the knights out, for example, knight d3, the other guy, other knight from d1 can go to c3, also go to e3. The reason why I highlighted the c3 square, because I'm expecting the bishop also to develop on the diagonal somewhere to e3, for example, because black should be at a certain moment play the move g5, and maybe this is now a very tempting moment since black's queen would target the pawn on d4 with a tempo. Yeah, so white would have to waste a move protecting it. And how do you protect it? If you play knight f3, you block your own queen. If you play c3 with a king on b1, it doesn't feel so nice. We see also the evaluation bar dropping, so apparently the computer felt like there was some very special way for white to get a clear advantage. But let's be honest, if you are playing the first game in an open tournament, you just want to settle in, you want to play natural, normal moves, you definitely are not looking for the most perfect move. Under some pressure the first classical match against Abdusattorov. There he was a little bit shaky, But once he survived that, I remember also with Judith we were commenting, and Judith was saying during the game, if Magnus survives that difficult position against Nodirbek, he will win the tournament.
Yes.
She was absolutely sure, and she was perfectly right.
Indeed. So there you have it. Good argument for him to be the greatest of all time. Still, he's not done. He's still finding the motivation to win things. He's got this tour. He's just got married very recently. So lots to do yet. Okay. Well, bishop f4 is on the board, so he did exactly what we thought. He provoked the king to c7 to now enforce his pin. Now rook takes f7 is a threat. Knight e4 followed by castles to put the rook on d1 is a winning threat. It's really just, this is now absolutely hopeless for black. There's no chance that he survives in any universe, in all the parallel universes. If this position were played in 1,000 parallel universes, Vinzenz would lose in every single one, regardless of what games were played. So, what we are going to do, Peter, is I think we should have a look at games a bit lower down. So I'm curious about the grandmasters that are sort of, let's call them the dark horses for the event.
Yes.
So if we can scroll down,
Yeah,
here,
please tell me where.
I'm going to say, let's start with Shahriar Mamedjarov. He is a dark horse. He's a creative player. He's
White's king is on b1. Yeah, it's a little bit confusing, but we know, of course, classical term, this is queenside, and already Magnus has won his game. No. Yeah, yes, they are analyzing. Yes. So Vinzenz resigned there. It was hopeless.
That one didn't really
Look at this. Magnus shows the setup. I was talking about that.
Yeah.
If you don't play c6, if you trade rooks and you get d6, king, d7, then yes, it shouldn't be so simple to convert. Very nice for Magnus also to highlight immediately that what was the right direction.
Indeed, yeah. But what a great moment for Vinzenz. You know, he comes to this tournament in Easter, and he can say that he played the world #1 in a real game of chess, in a real tournament, with no, you know, there was no pressure on him to win. Of course, he was always going to have a difficult day, and you know, he found a really interesting concept. But this is really the difference, guys. You know, we saw those little moves, the c6, and all of these are moves that grandmasters simply don't play, and it's about strategic understanding, and it's about experience, and